It was a night like any other at one of the city's trendiest clubs, with music pumping and the VIP area packed with people flaunting their status. But when a well-dressed black woman approached the velvet rope, ready to join the exclusive section, the club owner stepped in. His dismissive tone and quick refusal made it clear. She didn't fit the image he wanted for his VIP guests. The woman didn't argue or raise her voice. Instead, she stepped back, her calm demeanor masking the power she truly held. What the owner didn't know was that the very chain of clubs he prided himself on running belonged to her. The tables were about to turn, and everyone in that room was about to learn a lesson they wouldn't forget. Stay tuned to see how this moment of ignorance unfolded into a story of empowerment, ownership, and justice. The woman quietly stepped away, her calm gaze lingering on the club owner for just a moment. She wasn't just anyone trying to sneak into a VIP area. Behind her poised exterior was a business mogul who had built a successful empire, owning several high-end clubs across the country, including this one. Her name wasn't plastered on flashy signs, and she preferred to work behind the scenes, letting the brand shine instead of herself. The club owner, still smug from his decision, carried on, clueless about the mistake he had just made. Meanwhile, the woman observed from a distance, her sharp eyes catching every detail. The way he talked down to the staff, how he treated certain guests with favoritism, and the arrogance that seemed to fuel his actions. Little did he know, his behavior that night wasn't just costing him respect. It might cost him his job, and more. As the night went on, the woman's presence remained unnoticed by most, but her mind was working nonstop. She wasn't one to act impulsively, and this situation wasn't just about her. It was about how the staff, the guests, and even the atmosphere of her club reflected her vision. She quietly observed how the club owner continued to interact with others. His dismissive attitude towards some and over-the-top charm with those he deemed worthy of attention. Meanwhile, one of the bartenders, a young man with a friendly smile, caught her eye. She noticed how he worked tirelessly, covering for others, and handling rude customers without losing his composure. It was clear he carried more responsibility than his role required. Her mind began connecting the dots. This wasn't just about her being turned away. It was about a culture within her business that she had to fix, starting from the top. As the club buzzed with energy, the woman decided it was time to take a closer look. She quietly approached one of the junior managers, introducing herself under the guise of a curious guest. Her questions were simple. How long had the owner been running this place? How did the staff feel about him? The manager, eager to chat, didn't think twice before spilling details. Apparently, the owner had been making changes to elevate the image of the club. Staff turnover had spiked, and morale was low. The bartender she had noticed earlier, he had been pulling double shifts because of staffing shortages, with no sign of appreciation from management. By now, the woman had heard enough. She sent a quick text to her assistant, asking for a detailed report on the club's recent performance. While the owner mingled, basking in his perceived authority, he remained blissfully unaware that the true owner was preparing to confront him, and it wouldn't be subtle. As the woman waited for her assistant's reply, something unexpected caught her attention. A group of regular patrons, clearly frustrated, were arguing with one of the bouncers near the entrance. They claimed they had reservations, but were denied entry because the guest list had been revised. The woman listened carefully, piecing together that the owner had begun prioritizing certain clientele, shutting out loyal customers in favor of those who fit his new, exclusive image. Just then, her phone buzzed. The report from her assistant wasn't just about the club's performance. It revealed discrepancies in the finances. Revenue had dipped, but the owner had somehow been approving lavish expenses. Staff bonuses had been slashed, and funds meant for upkeep were mysteriously missing. This wasn't just bad management, this was negligence and greed. The woman's jaw tightened. Not only had the owner disrespected her, but he was also sabotaging her entire brand. The time to act was fast approaching. With everything she needed in hand, the woman approached the club owner. He was mid-conversation, his laugh loud and self-assured, when she interrupted. "We need to talk," she said calmly, her voice cutting through the noise. He turned, his expression shifting from annoyance to confusion as he realized she wasn't just another guest. "I'm the owner of this chain," she continued, her words landing like a thunderclap. The surrounding crowd fell silent, their curiosity piqued. "And I've been watching how you run things here. Let's just say I'm not impressed." The owner stammered, his confidence crumbling as she began listing everything she had uncovered: the financial mismanagement, the toxic work environment, and his discriminatory behavior. But just as he tried to recover, she delivered the final blow. "Effective immediately, you're out. And as for everyone else here tonight, drinks are on me. This club deserves better, and so do the people in it." The crowd erupted into cheers, the staff exchanging stunned looks. But the woman wasn't done. She pulled the hard-working bartender aside and handed him a card. "Let's talk tomorrow," she said. "I see leadership in you." As the night went on, the club was transformed, the tension replaced with energy and joy. And while the disgraced owner slipped out unnoticed, the woman stayed, blending into the crowd, quietly savoring the change she had sparked. The next day, the woman met with her team and the staff from the club, determined to rebuild what had been broken. She spoke directly to the employees, listening to their experiences and promising to create a workplace where they felt valued and respected. True to her word, changes began immediately: fair wages, better training, and a culture that embraced everyone who walked through the doors. The bartender, now promoted to manager, quickly proved her instincts right. His hard work and dedication inspired the team, turning the club into a vibrant, welcoming space. The regular patrons returned, and word spread about the new energy in the venue. Reflecting on the events, the woman felt a deep sense of pride. What had started as a night of humiliation turned into a powerful reminder of why she built her business: to create spaces where everyone belonged, regardless of who they were or where they came from.